Dear Toronto Maple Leaf fans, you're all thinking what I'm thinking, and that is, why are the Toronto Maple Leafs as bad as they are lately? What is wrong with the Leafs? Why are they losing games? They should not be losing games. They're better than this. They were better last year. Well, you're wrong. They are better in a way, but they are also not better in a way. So last year, they made it to the playoffs. They barely made it. They had to win like a crucial game against Pittsburgh where Curtis McElhinney made a huge save. But this year, it's all about Freddie. Freddie's been stealing games. Freddie's been trying his hardest. He's been giving his heart out, and they still cannot come away with a W recently. There needs to be new lines. So I've written down some lines here, and we're going to start off by talking about these lines. So first line, you have to split up Matthews and Hyman. So first line is going to be a completely different. You keep Nylander, you have Matthews in the middle, and you have Marleau on the right. So why I chose that as a line is because Hyman needs to be proven that he's good without Matthews. Just like it's kind of like Chris Kunitz type thing with Crosby. He's only good with Crosby, but you need to test him out in different waters sometimes. Second line, you keep the second line the same. Bozak, Marner, JVR. Keep that line exactly the same. They'll perform. I know people are saying move Marner, but I think it's Hyman that you need to move to see if he's actually that good. Now, the Leafs recently called up Kasperi Kapanen, so this is my third line that I go, like an Italian, it's so good. So this third line, Brown, Kadri, and Kapanen. Oh, that'll be a filthy third line if Babcock actually does that. That'll actually be so good since Brown is a good penalty killer. Kadri's a good physical and I guess two-way minded player, and Kapanen is just a freaking beauty. So now we're on to the fourth line. Fourth line is Komarov / Hyman, depending on who you want to put in there. Maybe you sit Hyman and see, like, you bench him for a game or scratch him for a game. They did that to Brent Seabrook in Chicago. Then the next game he came back and scored. Dominic Moore and Matt Martin. So that'll be a nice line if you have those two, Komarov and Moore. They can just be bashing and banging while Moore goes in and gets the puck and wins the faceoffs and tries to set them up even though they're a bad line. So other than that, that is all the lines I have. The defense is really bad. Gardner just not playing defense properly. Polak, oh god, he's even worse. Riley's injured, Zaitsev's injured. They're like the two best. And then you got Ron Hainsey. He's really good. I don't know what to say about, like, Borgman is all right, and who else? Dermott's been good. Dermott's been really good. See, like, Komarov's one of your top players in minutes, so take him off the penalty kill and take him, or no, you can leave him on the penalty kill, but take him off the power play at least and try, like, Kapanen on the power play and see what happens. Because I know for a fact Komarov's on the penalty kill and the power play, and that's why he probably has one of the most minutes on the team. You got to do something. You got to win games. You got to stop with the negatives and start thinking positive. Like, look at the Vegas Golden Knights. They have injuries all the time, and they still find ways to win, and it's their first season in the NHL, and they have the most wins in the NHL. You just got to think positive, have a positive mindset, and good things will eventually happen. But, so Babcock, what Babcock needs to do is exactly what he did. Call up Kapanen. So now we got to see how Kapanen plays and see, like, you got to give him enough games, though, in the NHL. You can't rotate him. You can rotate him, but don't rotate him. Have him play 10, 15 games. See how he can perform. I think he has 1 point in 3 appearances in the NHL this season, if I'm correct. And I want to see Kapanen progress because he could be a good player. So what the Leafs need to do. So what do they need to do other than Kapanen on the team and letting him play and having some time? They also need to trade players. I'm sorry. Here's players that I think need to be traded. Gardner, Polak, and Komarov. You get rid of those 3 players, and you either get draft picks or you let the prospects in the Marlies or who's that defenseman they drafted? Liljegren. You let him, Timothy, grow, and then next year he comes up and he's good and he plays with either Riley or Zaitsev, and then he grows and you can trade away Gardner for another defender and Polak, maybe both of them. You just gotta let your players grow and use them right. And I feel like Kapanen has been underused, and it's a good idea to get him to play like 10 games or something. And then if you don't like him, call up Soshnikov and try him for like 10 games and see who's the better fit. But yeah, that's what I have to think about the Leafs. So the Leafs are a good team. They are nowhere near perfect, and they aren't better than last year. They're about the same. So they haven't done enough to progress farther, but they are 13 points ahead of the Florida Panthers for a Pacific third spot in the division, so that is good. If the Leafs do make the playoffs, I don't see them going far this year, and also the Leafs need to beat teams like Boston and Tampa and all that in the playoffs, so which I don't think they'll do. But the Leafs just need to at least address those issues I've stated, and next year when they're better, because they will be better next year. I think this year it's kind of like you're in the same kind of position. It's like you could get better. You got Marlowe, you got Hainsey, and it's like, but then you got rid of other people like Boyle and so on. You got rid of those people, and you got in new people like Moore, Marlowe, and Hainsey. And now you also got rid of we got rid of Hunwick on defense. Hainsey came in. The start of the season, everything was looking good. I think it's just time. Time can only tell how good the Leafs will be, and Babcock making line changes and figuring out what works will make this team become an overall legendary team. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked this video, click like. If you really liked it, click subscribe. Don't forget to tell all your friends. And most importantly, don't forget to stay positive and have a rad day.